Hey, I'm Mike.
Hey, I'm Chris.
This is Mike and Chris Reloaded.
How about some news?
Some news. Do 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 do. Oh no, that's Twilight Zone, ain't it?
Yeah, I think that's a little creepy. That's like
Okay.
creepy news, Mike.
I like creepy news.
Not everybody likes creepy news
Okay.
though. That's Jeopardy.
Okay. Hey, it's better. That's more intellectual
If we
news.
were a quiz show.
We are a quiz show. How many times does Mike and Chris say that they're giving away a T-shirt and nobody claims it?
That's a good one. Yeah. If you answer that, you win a T-shirt.
Nobody wants our damn shirts.
Oh yeah.
Well, pee on them. Pee
That's
on
right.
them. I like them. I'll just wear them all.
That's right. Um, let's talk about some. How about the big one over the weekend, the Oscars?
The Oscars.
Well, I'm not going to go into every single one of them, but we'll hit the big ones.
I know the ratings plummeted horribly for this year's Oscars.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, they took a hit. I think it's to do with the whole sexual assault in Hollywood thing.
Yeah, everyone's afraid to come out. If they come out, they're going to probably get accused of being
Harassed
harassed or
or
something.
harassing somebody. Yeah.
So yeah, I know I'd been afraid. I'd be like, yeah, I'm just gonna watch this from the TV. If I win, just wave to me and just send it in the mail.
Yeah, we'll Skype.
But some surprises, some not surprises. Darkest Gary Oldman won Best Actor for Darkest Hour.
Yep.
Where he played Winston Churchill.
Yep.
I haven't actually seen that one. I know Stacy had watched it. She said he did a pretty good job.
I haven't watched it either, so.
Best Actress Frances McDormand, Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. Awesome movie.
Haven't seen that one either.
It's a great movie.
I've been slacking on movies. There's so many damn TV shows to watch.
That one was really good, actually.
All right, I'll
she
check
deserved
it out.
it too. That was really good.
I'll check it out.
No
Leo this year though, huh?
No Leo. Best Supporting Actress. Allison Janney from I, Tonya.
Okay.
This is the story of Tonya Harding.
Yep.
I hadn't seen it, so I don't know.
Is that a made-for-TV
No,
movie?
that's it. It came out in theaters.
Did it come out in theaters?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It didn't last in theaters very long then.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of independent type movies.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was. That's why I thought it was made for TV.
It had what's her name that played Harley Quinn.
Oh, I don't know her name. Don't ask me. Put me on the spot.
She played Tonya Harding. So
okay.
Sam Rockwell, Best Supporting Actor for Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. Again, totally deserved. You really got to watch it. It's a really good movie.
Oh, well, what's it about?
The premise of it is basically a woman goes and rents 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. Go figure.
Really? Interesting.
She posts. She rents the billboards for like a month, and she's allowed to post whatever she wants on the billboards as long as it's not like some sort of infringement or any type of bad language or anything else.
Right.
So she posts on there about how there was an unsolved murder and the sheriff was doing nothing or whatever, and it happened to be her daughter. Her daughter was raped and murdered. I mean, like brutally. Her daughter was like set on fire and everything else.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and the case had not really gone anywhere, and they didn't really have anything, and it had been I guess a while since anything had happened, and the sheriff wasn't really, so she kind of blamed the law enforcement because they weren't doing anything.
Right.
So basically, you got these billboards that draw a lot of attention, and everyone loves the sheriff. It was played by Woody Harrelson, which he did a great job too. And it's just, I don't know how to really explain this. I guess it's just her trying to basically push them into a corner to where they do something or pursue it more.
They get off the pot.
Yeah,
basically.
But they kind of did whatever they could.
Get off the pot.
But Sam Rockwell actually plays a great character too. He's like a deputy sheriff in the sheriff's department or whatever.
All right.
And he's like just the biggest bigot too.
Huh.
But he, in the end, when you're watching the movie, you really hate him. But then he does things like, oh well, that's cool. But then you really hate him again.
Gotcha.
But then in the end, you're like,
So
he's like, okay, you're rooting for him.
So is this movie, is it based off a true story?
I didn't know. It's not actually. It's
Really?
just based off of a book.
A
But
book?
I mean,
Huh. That's well, I'll have to check it out. Something me and the wife would probably be interested
it
in.
was really good. It was really, really good.
I'll watch it and blame it on my wife. There you go. But anyways, keep going.
Best Picture, Shape of Water, Guillermo del Toro, his new movie. Which this one was the big controversy. Everyone thought that they didn't really deserve it.
Really?
Yeah. So
I didn't see the movie, so
neither have I. But Guillermo del Toro got Best Director for it too. So that must be something to it, I guess.
You know, he's a big name, but I don't think he's had that many big awards, has he?
He's put out a lot of really, really popular movies that you might know
Oh, really?
of. Oh yeah, yeah. Some you might have heard of: Pan's Labyrinth,
Yeah.
Hellboy.
Yeah. Well, I know he's huge.
Oh, sorry, he didn't do the first Hellboy. He did the second one.
Yeah.
Also, he did Pacific Rim.
I didn't like Pacific Rim.
Robots, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's put out some big movies and stuff too. So.
Hey, but I'm thinking about starting reading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I figured I sit here all day surfing Facebook while my kids do their homework because I'm trying not to be quiet. I was thinking I'm going to pick up a book eventually and start reading
Who
a
are you and
book.
what have you done with Mike?
I ate him. He's in my belly. In my belly.
But yeah, there's there's a lot of other ones too. Coco won best, animated, and won best song.
My daughter wants to see that pretty bad.
Jordan Peele won best screenplay for Get Out, so that was good. I like to see him. I'm glad he got that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's of course there's just a slew of other ones. Dunkirk won a bunch of awards for cinematography and sound. Blade Runner won for actual cinematography. Like I said, there's a bunch of other ones too.
Blade Runner actually got something.
Yeah, it was actually really good. Visually, it's extremely stunning.
I thought it was a stinker of a movie. Everybody said
It kind of reminded me of the original Blade Runner. It's kind of just slow going and building up until you get to the end.
See, I wanted to watch it, but then all the reviews come out and they were kind of negative. So I was like, yeah, I'll wait for it on DVD.
Well, what's really funny about the Blade Runner 2049 was that it's in the first Blade Runner. You always wondered if Harrison Ford was a synthetic or not.
Right.
It kind of alluded to it maybe, but you never knew.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In this one, you got Ryan Gosling who plays the Blade Runner.
Right.
And he actually is a synthetic. They come right outside. Yeah, he's a synthetic.
Okay.
So, but it's he's the same art style, the same design.
Do they answer if Harrison Ford was a synthetic in the second one?
I would say he was not a synthetic.
Okay.
But he was in love with the woman who she was a synthetic.
Okay.
And there's a lot of more mystery to it, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty good, actually. A lot of surprises, things you don't expect. Like, oh, okay, didn't see that one coming, but all
right. Okay. There's a couple things I got that we're in this talking about movies and stuff. There's a couple TV shows that are going to be coming out that are rehashing old TV series. The Roseanne trailer dropped this last week.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I didn't see the trailer, but I saw where it dropped.
Yeah, they're doing the whole I don't know if you ever watched Roseanne.
I did.
Okay, I liked it, even though I hate Roseanne Barr. I like
it. Was okay. It was more of that.
I like Dan.
Sarcastic humor, I guess.
Yeah, I like Dan. And then they killed him off, and they won the lottery. And they're playing off that was all just a dream.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, because then he's supposed to be back, right?
Yeah, he's back. Yeah, that he didn't really die. It was a dream, and they didn't really win the lottery.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
But I know it's supposed to be. They're bringing back all the original cast too.
Yep. Everybody's in there. Yep. The original, not the third Becky or whatever they used.
Yeah. And I even think Johnny Galecki he's coming back, which is funny because he's doing the Big Bang Theory.
Yep.
Which is kind of odd, but
yeah, he's coming
I don't know where Roseanne's airing at, what station it's airing at.
ABC, ain't it?
Because isn't Big Bang Theory on CBS?
Or maybe it is CBS. I don't know. I'll have to Google that now. I don't know.
Because that was the big thing they talked about in another series that was coming out where one of the show picked up CBS picked up a show, but
Mm.
the other show runs on that too. Magnum PI.
Magnum PI.
Yeah,
Okay.
CBS is picking that, but Tom Selleck is on that show Blue Bloods, but CBS also runs the show Blue Bloods, so they're talking about they might have a crossover with that sometime or another. So
Oh, that's cool. Um, One I'm really, really excited for is Dexter season 9.
oh, he's finally done cutting trees.
Yeah, yeah, they're bringing Dexter back for a ninth season.
I know Ken will be excited.
Yeah, because the ending of the Dexter sucked ass. I mean, it was terrible.
Well, I know maybe that's why they're bringing it back because everyone probably complained enough and saying this is just horrible. Why can't you just give us a better season ending,
Yeah,
series ending or something? Maybe they're bringing it back to just finally give closure to it.
maybe I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited. And then they're doing a Mary Poppins Returns.
The movie,
Yeah, the movie. Yeah.
yeah,
So that's pretty.
that'll come out in December, as a matter of fact.
Yep, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's the premise of that is I guess it's like 20 years later, 25 years later, and
Yeah,
it's now the
25 years
kids,
later. Yep.
the girl and the boy, they're grown up, and she comes back to help them with their kids.
Yep.
So Michael and Jane, right?
Yep.
I
Michael and
believe so.
Jane. Yep.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that looks
Something to take the
interesting.
family to.
Looks interesting. Yeah, I love the first Mary Poppins.
I did too.
I mean,
Shim
I could.
shimmy shim shimmy.
Yeah, I could watch that all the time. But what was hey, while we're at it, I want to just keep with movies.
Okay.
A couple little news notes. Some movies actually moved up in release date.
Ooh, I'm excited.
You should be. Rampage moved up a week.
Oh.
And the reason why Rampage moved up a week is because Avengers Infinity War moved up a week.
Oh,
So
I didn't
instead
want to
of
compete.
May 4th coming out, Avengers Infinity War will come out April 27th. So
Are
you
we
get
going
see
to
it
that? Are we
sooner.
going to that,
Yeah,
Chris?
I'm going. I don't know you are, but I'm going to see it.
I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm ready for it. I'm stoked and excited. But while we're talking about, and see, I was talking to Trent earlier about this, and it's funny how you've got the Avengers was coming out May 4th, right?
Right.
And you had the solo movies coming out the end of May.
Mm-hmm.
I think they pushed the Avengers movie up so they can get about a good 5 or 6 weeks out of it before the solo movie comes
Yeah,
out.
I mean that makes more sense.
Because now you got all this, Avengers is just going to kill at the box office.
Yeah, it's gonna shatter
But then,
records like we've never
who
seen
owns
before.
Marvel again?
Disney.
And who owns Star Wars again?
Disney.
So who's going to be raking in?
And speaking of Disney, they're really starting to ramp up on their net streaming app.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're getting
I know they're doing it. I hadn't seen it
yeah
yet.
they're getting close to launching that thing here within the next few months.
It ought to be interesting, but I would think Disney would be. I think it would be a killer, honestly, if Disney would just make their stuff exclusive to their thing. I think it would actually kill their app. I don't think it would help it. Is what I'm trying to say.
See, I read that Netflix has already got an action plan in place for without the Marvel.
But I'm saying I think it would actually hurt Disney if they made
Yeah.
that exclusive than help them because I think with them leasing out the rights to a lot of their programming and stuff to other streaming sites or whatever,
Right.
they stand to make more revenue that way. Say, hey, you could watch it on ours. If you don't want to get ours, here's Netflix, here's Hulu, here's what you know what I'm saying. I think that would actually hurt them than help them if they made it exclusive, because then you got people like, wow, I like my Netflix shows, the Netflix original shows,
Mm-hmm.
or I like my Hulu original shows, or I like my HBO Go original shows, or I like my you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Now I got to get Disney to get their shows. That's just here I am. I'm paying $15 here, $10 there, $15 here. Now I got to pay another $15 or $20 here. I
But
mean, screw it. I'll rent the DVD or something or whatever.
Disney owns ABC, don't they?
Yes.
And ABC is the one that did Star Trek Discovery, right?
No.
That's CBS?
CBS.
Oh yeah,
Because
CBS
remember, it
All
was
Access.
exclusive to their app.
Yeah. So yeah, I know that hurt Star Trek Discovery. going exclusive to their app only.
Yeah, because I can't. I haven't heard the first person talk about it,
I haven't either.
and I mean, I
And
don't
we were
know.
just at Pensacon, and the guy was there, so I mean, he can't be doing that great.
Yeah, really. Um, uh, Keeping with Disney and keeping with Marvel, Black Panther.
Yeah, it's still raking in the
It
money.
is.
Eh?
It just moved past Beauty and the Beast for number 9 all time on the top grossing movie list.
Wow, it's just crazy.
It was a really good movie. I'm not gonna lie. It was really good. As of February, I don't have the numbers up to this date, but as of a week ago, it had already made $750 million.
Wow, it's just
So,
insane.
and it's not really going up against anything. Um, you've got some movies coming out this month, which is going into my next thing here. That might maybe put a little bit dampener into it. Next week, you got the new Tomb Raider movie with Alicia Vikander.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt some.
Which I'm kind of looking forward to that because it's based off of the 2013 video game reboot.
Right.
So, which I love the game. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's the only one I've actually played. Was the 2013 one.
The second one was really good too.
I didn't play the second one.
Tomb Raider. What was it called? Tomb Raider. I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, the second one was good too. You got Pacific Rim coming out the 23rd of March. Pacific Rim 2, I should say. I'm sorry.
Nah. Max.
Which a lot of people are looking forward to that.
Max.
And then, of course, the big one that I'm really looking forward to at the end of March. Come on, Mike.
Let me think a second. Let me think. You got me. I'm stumped. My brain
Give me a
farted.
hint, my clue.
Yeah.
You know, phone a friend, lifeline.
You just gave me a clue. I want to phone a friend.
Steven Spielberg.
Oh, Jurassic World.
No.
No, what one?
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. Oh, that's right. Damn it. I'm stupid sometimes. Stupid hitting myself.
But Jurassic World does come out later on this year.
Yes, it does. I thought it was coming out in March.
No, Ready Player One comes out March 30th, which that one looks. See, that's the type of movie you look at it and it looks just awesome because it like has everything that's so nostalgic from video games and movies.
Right.
But then you're wondering.
And the 80s nostalgia is working for Stranger Things. Why can't it work for a movie?
While I'm sitting there looking at this, I'm like wondering, is it going to be just. I mean, is it just going to be just movie of just everything, all the showing everything like that, or is it actually going to be a plot line to the movie? I mean, it does show a little bit of a plot line. The dude created this world, and there's a hidden Easter egg in the world. They have to find it. Whoever finds it will own the world, basically. Which, oddly enough, sounds a whole lot like Sword Art Online.
It does.
No reference there, but whatever.
It does.
Some pretty good. Usually March is one of those in between months. You might see one good movie come out this month.
Right.
That's about it. But there's actually been quite a few ones. Those three I just named. Red Sparrow just came out last week. That's J Law's new one, where she plays some kind of Russian spy or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got some pretty good ones coming out.
I'm a yes man.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, every good show needs a good yes man.
Yeah.
No, you can't say yeah. That's my line.
No.
Okay, that's better. So, we all wrapping up with movies?
I think I'm pretty close to movies. Why don't we keep with the streaming and talk about that whole net neutrality thing?
Yes. Thank God some states are getting some sense in them.
They're growing a set.
They are, yes, they've got cojones and they're fighting back.
Washington was the first state to pass a law protecting net neutrality.
That's right.
So they're saying, F you, federal government.
That's right. Washington is saying F you.
So hopefully it'll set a trend and we'll see a lot more states leaning towards that way.
See, this is a tiptoe through politics here. We don't normally do politics, but this is important to us.
This is important to us because this pertains to everything that we do as far as our podcast, as
our
far
video
as our
gaming, our movies,
everything. So even though it's politically related because the government's trying to basically ban all this stuff to be able to confine it and make more money off of it, it does relate directly to what we're doing. So we'll talk a little bit about it. But yeah, Washington was the first state so far to pass the net neutrality, protecting net neutrality. So that way, and if you don't know what net neutrality is, basically, if you've been hiding under a rock or a seashell somewhere, it's basically it takes people like us with our podcast or the small people, and it constricts their
Data flow.
their data flow. If they feel that we're getting too much data flow, it'll cut us back. Or if they feel that, and they'll give it to other people who can pay more.
Yeah, the best way to describe it, I think, is if you have 1,000 people streaming Netflix, your cable company can, without net neutrality, your cable company could go, oh, wait, 1,000 people is too many people watching Netflix. Let's limit that to 500 and nerf everybody's speed past 500.
Yeah. They basically can limit all your speed however they want to.
Yeah. So 500 people are watching perfect TV and the other 500 people are watching leggy crap.
So what it essentially comes down to is companies like Time Warner, Comcast, all these big, huge conglomerate companies that are telemarketing, telecommunication companies. I'm sorry, not telemarketing, telecommunication companies. They're the ones pushing the net neutrality out because they want to be able to regulate their speed they can give to people and charge more for it.
Right.
That's like they're saying, "Hey, come to us. We'll give you 500 gigs of speed or whatever, or 500 megabytes of speed, and it'll charge you, $59.99 a month. Or hey, no, come to us. We'll give you 1 gig of speed, and we'll charge you $89.99 a month."
Mm-hmm.
But it's just basically a way for them to regulate how much they can charge you and whatever, and it's completely unfair because it pushes, like I said, us little people that have our little podcast, or the people who like to game or do whatever, out, while the other people are going to pay the extra. Like if you got the slow speed, you're going to be like, man, this speed sucks. I can't stand it. I'm going to pay $30 more to get an extra 100 megabytes a month or something.
Yeah.
And that's what they're wanting. That's what they're after, basically. Just it's all about the bottom dollar for them.
Yeah. It's a piggy bank account, basically, that you're going to never stop feeding money to.
Which these companies already are worth billions anyway, so it's like they need more.
So write your senators and your congressmen and tell them yes to net neutrality.
Not your federal ones, your local ones.
Yes, that's right, your local ones.
So your local senators, your local congressmen, whoever, write them, petition them, do whatever, email them, whatever you want to do, but just tell them, hey, Washington did it, why can't we?
That's right.
And not George Washington.
Not George Washington. So Amazon is now up to 6 cities delivering Whole Foods for their Whole Food grocery division.
Oh, wow. They're really kicking that up a notch, aren't they?
See, they were only supposed to do one test store for groceries, and then they bought out the Whole Foods grocery store company, and now they're delivering. So it's getting crazy. I think within a matter of years we're gonna see Amazon grocery stores in our towns.
Well, hopefully, man. I think that'd be good. I think it'll. I think if you see an Amazon store, grocery store, or whatever, I think that's the people that are going to compete with Walmart.
I agree.
Because Amazon's already huge with their online, their 2-day shipping.
Yeah,
Prime,
Walmart ended up trying to copy them.
Trying to do their 2-day shipping now with their online stuff. But Walmart, they pop up stores like, a little pop-up box everywhere.
Like weeds everywhere.
So I think if these Whole Food stores are taking off like that, I think you start seeing maybe a little crossbreed stores, like super Amazon stores, where you can get items in, merchandise in.
Oh, I'm drooling.
So, yeah, I mean, it could work. You don't never know.
Super Amazon. I just like the sound of that. I do 99.9. Well, I can't say I. My wife does 99.9% of all of our shopping at Amazon.
I do quite a bit myself, so yeah, I do quite a bit of shopping.
If it's like stuff we need for the house, not food related. Food related we do elsewhere, but we go to Winn-Dixie. But if it's merchandise, general merchandise, we do about 99% on Amazon.
I know they have that one click where like you get paper towels or toilet paper or
Hmm.
something, you just click it and they'll send it to you right away.
You
And you
can
get
get subscriptions.
you can set it up to where you can get it like a monthly thing or
Yeah, every
every.
month they send you a roll of toilet paper, or they send you a package of toilet paper, or every month they send you coffee.
I know.
It's crazy.
Um,
It's so super convenient.
Speaking of streaming services, Netflix is changing their site a little bit. They're now adding parental controls.
Oh,
So they're going to be able to, I guess, here in the next update. I think it's this week sometime. They'll have an update to Netflix where you'll have parental controls where you'll be able to put a PIN number in there. So if you won't want your kids watching any type of mature rated stuff or anything like that, you can actually put a PIN to block it.
that's cool. Which just kind of delves me into my next thing I want to talk about. Um, we had we had another shooting in Florida a couple weeks back,
Yeah.
and since then, our politicians have been hitting hard against violence in video games and violence in movies again, like they were in the '90s. I don't remember if you guys remember the '90s, where
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
well,
where the Raider pendings come
yeah,
from.
yeah.
The
So
rating system because it
the
was Nancy Reagan that came up with the rating system
yep,
back in the
the way
80s.
I look at this is we have a system in place that works if parents adhere to it. That's the problem. There's already a system where kids can't watch mature rated stuff unless their parents buy it for them. Or, like you said, they're going to have pins where less parents give their kids their pin number to access it. So, I mean, it's already there.
Yeah, I agree with you, and you know, and to
Enforce it.
not, and here's the thing, man. I know we don't talk about politics, but I want to mention this one thing, and I'm not by any means a very huge Trump fan at all. I mean, I don't hate the guy, but I'm not a big fan of him either at the same time. But when this shooting had come out, he had said one thing actually that stuck with me. When all these people are like, we need ban guns, we need more gun laws, we need this and that. You know what Trump said?
What is
He
it?
said, I will look into the gun laws. He goes, but I want to focus more on parenting and mental health issues.
Good for him.
I was like, finally. I mean, finally. I mean, yeah. Maybe if people were better parents, or had an access to go to somewhere to see a therapist or something without having to pay an arm and a leg or whatever,
Right.
or an open place, maybe some of this stuff can be swerved or stopped.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Florida's got a good thing going with mental health. They have what they call COPE centers. Every
yes,
county's got a COPE center where you can get reduced paid counseling and therapy based on your income. And I think every state needs to have that. I know this last shooting happened in Florida, but this kid, what was the cop at his house? His house like 25 times or something like that.
yeah,
They
yeah.
say,
I mean, he was like killing animals and
yeah,
and and he was shooting people with pellet guns and
yeah. See,
blowing stuff up.
I think the system failed that kid. I think that kid should have been in the system a lot before now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think he got too many opportunities to succeed.
I totally agree with you. I mean, and then they said the cops were calling this kid a lot of times, and then also
FBI.
the FBI had record of him. He had made a statement on a YouTube account or something,
Yeah.
and the guy said I had never seen this kid before. He made this statement. He reported it.
It was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, I wanted to be a school shooter.
Yeah, mass school shooter or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he reported it, but the FBI said, "Look, we get and I understand the FBI's stance on it. He said we get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls and emails and everything a day. It's we just don't have the manpower to check every single one of them out, and I get that. I do. You know, when there's no history of anything, and then someone sends something, hey, I'm gonna, you know, blow up the post office today or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's the only time that someone's ever said that. What do you do? You know what I mean? It's kind of hard. It's not a reoccurring thread, or you know what I mean. So I get that. I get that with the FBI, but it's still
It sits on your tongue wrong.
it does, and it's like you sit there and say what if, what if, what if, but you don't you can't never sit there and think what if. Otherwise, it's going to drive you
Yeah.
crazy. But anyway, let's get off that subject. Let's
Yeah,
talk a couple other things here.
we're done with
Done with
politics.
politics. That's our politics segment.
That's right. Tune in
Um,
next week for more. No, don't tune in.
yeah.
We're not going to talk
How
politics
about
next
some
week.
sports?
Let's talk some sports. I like
NFL
sports.
Combine this past
I
weekend.
know.
Some big surprises there.
Really, what surprised you?
How about that Shaquem Griffin from Central
Yeah,
Florida? Man, the one-handed dude was a monster. They said that guy was just an absolute monster.
really.
He's a linebacker. He plays for Central Florida. He does one hand because he had a degenerative disease in his hand,
Yeah,
and he had to have it amputated. So he had
right.
one hand. He grew up with one hand, and the dude he's a smaller linebacker. He's like 6'1", but he's like 220, 225. So they don't know if he's gonna be a linebacker or safety. He's one of those hybrid, I guess, in betweeners.
Yeah, well, they've been liking to pull safeties in as linebackers here
But he
lately in
is
the
he
last
ran
couple
like a
years.
4.3, 4.38 40.
Wow.
Yeah, super fast. His tackling skills is just outstanding too. And originally he wasn't even invited to the combine. He had a petition to get to the combine.
Hmm.
And then once he was there, he utilized it because now he's like he turned some heads. They still project him to be around a mid round, draft pick, but they said whoever gets him, he's like a diamond in the rough.
That's cool. I'll have to
Um,
watch it. Watch him.
Saquon Barkley from Penn State. Oh my gosh, this
Really.
guy's like the second coming of every linebacker rolled into one, or every running back rolled into one.
Yeah,
Uh,
there are some good linebackers this year for sure.
yeah, I think they showed. They talked about your boys, Packers, taking one.
Yep.
That dude from was it Idaho or Iowa or something like that.
Iowa, I think.
Yeah, they,
I think.
they said that dude. He's not he's not he's a pretty fairly complete linebacker, but he's not as smart as some other linebackers. But he has the athletic ability of just is phenomenal.
Well, you
But there
can
was another
teach.
linebacker too that was actually just like they said that his athleticism wasn't as good as this guy's, but he is so smart in the game that he often sometimes predicts where the plays are even going, so he's there to stop them.
Well, that's cool.
So it's
Yeah,
yeah.
there's the Packers need a linebacker for sure. We got aging Clay Matthews, who hasn't done anything in 3 years. They need to move him back to middle linebacker
Yeah, really.
and find a new outside because he did really good at middle linebacker when he was subbing in for it. But
I know Dallas is looking really hard at that guy, that wide receiver from LSU, DJ Chark.
oh yeah,
That guy's a monster too.
yeah, I heard he was pretty good.
He ran a 4.3 4.40.
Wow,
Yeah, you think, wow. Where do you see his size?
how big is he?
6'3", 199.
That's kind of skinny.
That's a big dude for that could run a 4.3 4.40.
I know, but for 6'3", that's kind of skinny though.
Hey man, you add 10 pounds.
Nah, because receivers are like 210, 215.
Yeah, but he adds 10 pounds in weight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Now you're
yeah,
6'3", 210, 215.
that's a lot better.
You see what I mean?
I
So
see.
yeah.
Maybe, maybe, maybe,
So
maybe.
it'll be interesting this year's draft. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, only what are we in March?
Yeah, it's what second week in April?
Yep,
Second, third week?
second
Week in
week in
April.
April, I think. Well, about a month and a half left to go,
Yep, I'm
and
curious.
then on to football season. Of course, I don't have NFL ticket this year,
Um,
unless you're splitting with me.
I don't know. We'll see what it looks like.
Just kidding.
I might. You never know. Uh, that's all I got on that. I mean, I got a few games that are coming out here pretty soon.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw in a comic book thing. I just read that starting this June, Iron Man is getting a reboot.
Again?
Yep,
They just rebooted it.
I know they're rebooting in June. June is their scheduled reboot for
Are they
Iron
bringing
Man.
Tony Stark back again?
I don't know. I didn't
Because
read
they
into it
rebooted
enough.
it with that girl.
Yeah, I read that it was getting another reboot this June.
That's weird. I guess
Maybe the girl didn't do good.
Maybe it wasn't that popular.
But I read that on Nerdwire, I think. I think that's where I got it from. But what are the games coming out this week?
I know they finally announced the release date for Detroit Become Human.
When's that?
May 25th.
May 25th.
Remember that, Mike? My birthday is May 13th.
It is, isn't it? I'll get you the same thing you got me.
Yeah. And I know another one that comes out this month is Far Cry 5.
Yes.
That one
I'm not looking forward to it.
I actually pre-ordered it.
I know. I've been playing the crap out of PUBG, man. I'm telling you, you're missing out. Even though the game's in beta.
I haven't really played anything, to be honest, though.
Madden?
Madden, that's about it.
Madden. I finally won the Super Bowl.
Finally.
The kid kept rescheduling on me. One time I was hurting too bad to sit up, but when I texted him and told him I was hurting too bad I can't play because my TV's real far away and I can't lay down and play from my couch. I can't see the screen. He's like, "Oh, that's good. I was too busy to play anyways." So, and then he rescheduled a few more times. One time we got on to play, and somebody didn't advance the week. Don't know who that is, Chris. You?
I have no idea.
Never met that person before, have you?
Never.
All right. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
So remember, don't get loaded.
Get reloaded.